We now come to discuss the Special Rapporteur, which is a new human rights monitoring mandate established in 2001. Four important personalities, trailblazers in Indigenous people's rights, have held the mandate until now. The first Special Rapporteur from 2001 to 2006 was Professor Rodolfo Stavenhagen of Mexico. The second, from 2006 to 2014, was Professor James Anaya, himself an Indigenous person from the USA. The third, from 2014 to 2020, was Ms. Victoria Tauli Corpus, an Igorot leader from the Philippines. And the fourth, starting May 2020, is another well-known leader, Jose Francisco Calizay, Mayan Cachiquel from Guatemala. The mandate and methodology of the Special Rapporteur reflect what we could call a classical monitoring mandate, as others of the UN Human Rights Council. In the fulfillment of her mandate, the Special Rapporteur promotes good practices, including new laws, government programs, and constructive agreements between Indigenous peoples and states to implement international standards concerning the rights of Indigenous peoples. Reports on the overall human rights situation of Indigenous peoples in selected countries, addresses specific cases of alleged violations of the rights of Indigenous peoples through communications with governments and others, conducts or contributes to specific studies on topics of special importance regarding the promotion and protection of the rights of Indigenous peoples, undertakes efforts to follow up on the recommendations included in her predecessor's reports in relation to the foregoing areas of work. And additionally, she reports annually on her activities to the Human Rights Council or to the General Assembly. In addition to two country-specific missions annually, the Special Rapporteur conducts hearings during the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Peoples sessions, when numerous Indigenous participants are present. Some of the recent significant reports of the Special Rapporteur grappling with burning issues for Indigenous peoples, those issues also being politically sensitive for states, are the 2019 report on access to justice in ordinary and Indigenous justice systems, the 2018 report on attacks and criminalization of Indigenous human rights defenders and availability of prevention and protection measures, the 2017 report on the impact of climate change and climate finance on Indigenous people's rights, the 2016 report on international investment agreements, including bilateral investment treaties and investment chapters of free trade agreements. Several of these reports are available in your bibliography or on the website of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. As we see from the Special Rapporteur's work, research continues to play an important role in Indigenous affairs internationally, so as to produce research-based policy advice. It is worth remembering the significance of the original UN study on the problem of discrimination against Indigenous populations in the 70s and 80s, and the impact it had in launching Indigenous people's rights at the United Nations. Now, what are the methods of work of the Special Rapporteur? The Special Rapporteur receives complaints from Indigenous peoples regarding violations of human rights, seeks to visit countries via official invitations. About 40 countries have been visited to date, conducts hearings during the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues and the Human Rights Council, submits reports to the Human Rights Council and the General Assembly of the UN, has occasionally provided expert advice to states, for instance, regarding Ecuador's new constitution and how to implement consultative processes with Indigenous peoples. To carry out his or her work, the Special Rapporteur relies heavily on information from Indigenous peoples themselves, their organizations, and non-governmental organizations. The Special Rapporteur encourages these sources to submit information that relates to her mandate, which is to promote the human rights of Indigenous peoples and to address specific situations in which their rights are being violated. This information may be about positive developments, studies or conferences of interests, new initiatives, and also, of course, problem situations. The Special Rapporteur is authorized to act on credible information alleging human rights violations of indigenous peoples. No formal requirements exist for submitting information to the Special Rapporteur on alleged violations. Neither exhaustion of domestic remedies nor a detailed legal argument about the case is required. Any person, group, or organization can send information to the Special Rapporteur irrespective of the relationship with the victim or victims of the alleged violation. Guidance on how to submit information to the Special Rapporteur, including the UN email address, is on the website of the High Commissioner for Human Rights under Special Procedures. The trend of criminalization, persecution, and outright killings of indigenous human rights advocates has alarmed the human rights world. Campaigns are organized at various levels to bring visibility and to curb the violation against indigenous rights defenders. According to Frontline Defenders, 67% of the 312 human rights defenders murdered in 2017 were defending their lands, the environment, or indigenous rights, nearly always in the context of private sector projects. Around 80% of killings took place in just 4 countries: Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, and the Philippines. Given the strength of the indigenous peoples movement around the world, the mandate of the Special Rapporteur is clearly one of the most high-profile UN mandates. The gravity of the situation of indigenous peoples more than justifies the existence and further strengthening of this mandate. You can see the reports of the Special Rapporteur on the website of the Office of the High Commissioner on Human Rights.